From New Mexico's dusty beginnings to the glittering heights of a Golden Globe win, Demi Moore's life reads like a Hollywood script, equal parts tragic drama, epic comeback, and a little dash of rom-com. At 62, she's not just an actress, she's a force, a cultural icon, and quite possibly the most glamorous grandmother to ever step foot on a red carpet. Born into chaos, raised by resilience, Demi Moore's early life could easily give the darkest Oscar-nominated drama a run for its money. Born on November 11, 1962, in Roswell, New Mexico, she didn't just have a rough childhood, she practically earned a PhD in adversity. Her parents split before she was born, and her mom remarried a man Moore thought was her biological father until a birth certificate dropped that truth bomb when she was 13. Life at home was unstable, put it mildly. Her parents were addicted to drugs and alcohol, and her mother was frequently in trouble with the law. Instead of bedtime stories, Demi grew up with bar outings, domestic chaos, and the terrifying responsibility of saving her mother from overdose attempts, all before she was old enough to drive. And then came the most devastating betrayal. At just 15, Demi returned home to find a stranger with a key who claimed he had paid her mother to be there. He assaulted her and then had the audacity to tell her she'd been sold for $500. Whether or not it was true, the emotional wreckage was profound. So at 16, Demi did what many would only dream of. She left the madness behind, dropped out of school, and decided to change her destiny. From model to movie star, armed with sheer will and cheekbones that could slice glass, Moore signed with the Light modeling agency and took up acting classes. She made her debut in the 1981 TV show Choices and played a small role in the delightfully weird sci-fi horror flick Parasite in 1982. Then came General Hospital, where daytime drama suited her perfectly. At her big break, St. Elmo's Fire, 1985, which turned her into a bona fide Brat Pack sensation. She hit superstar status in 1990 with Ghost, the film that made pottery romantic and Whoopi Goldberg hilarious. By the mid-90s, Demi was Hollywood royalty. A Few Good Men, 1992, Indecent Proposal, 1993, Disclosure, 1994, each performance a mic drop. She even became the highest-paid actress at the time, banking $12.5 million for striptease, 1996. Sadly, that film flopped harder than a pancake on a cold skillet, earning her a Golden Raspberry for Worst Actress. From superstar to sidelined, and back again. The late 90s weren't kind to Demi. Critics were harsh. Audiences were harsher. She had a bit of a Hollywood identity crisis. Too old to play ingenues, too glamorous to play grandmas. But like all good protagonists, Moore found her second act. She voiced Esmeralda in Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, starred in the moderately successful G. Jane, and earned a second Golden Globe nod for If These Walls Could Talk, a bold miniseries about abortion, where she also served as producer. Eventually, she stepped back from Hollywood to raise her kids in the peaceful mountain town of Haley, Idaho. Yes, that's a real place, and yes, it's very un-Hollywood. Hollywood comeback queen. After a decade away, Moore returned with a vengeance in films like Margin Call, 2011, and The Substance, 2024. A horror film that weirdly made audiences cry and scream. The performance earned her the 2025 Golden Globe for Best Actress. Take that. Every producer who once told her she was just entertainment. When accepting the award, Demi dropped a truth bomb on stage. 30 years ago, a producer told me I'd never be taken seriously. And for a while, I believed him. Well, who's laughing now? The Luxe life. Let's be real, Demi Moore does not just live in houses. She lives in architectural masterpieces. She once owned a 3-floor penthouse overlooking Central Park with 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and a private elevator, because, obviously, stairs are for mere mortals. Originally bought with Bruce Willis for $7 million, it was listed for $45 million in 2017. In Beverly Hills, she shared a sleek $12 million mansion with Ashton Kutcher, and her rustic retreat in Idaho remains her haven. The wait, it gets weirder. Demi does not collect cars or fine wine. She collects porcelain dolls. Like lifelike, slightly creepy, child-sized dolls. Her collection is valued at $1 million, and it's so massive, Bruce Willis once bought her a whole separate house just to store them. That's either romance or the plot of a horror movie, take your pick. Also, she has 9 dogs. And yes, she takes them to art museums, because of course she does. Moore's love life. If Hollywood were a dating app, Demi Moore's profile would be legendary. She married singer Freddie Moore at 18, from whom she kept her surname, had a whirlwind marriage with Bruce Willis that gave us 3 beautiful daughters and a remarkably civilized post-divorce friendship. Then came Ashton Kutcher, 15 years younger and full of quirks. According to her memoir Inside Out, Demi tried to mold herself into his dream woman, open relationships and all. It did not end well. He cheated twice, and Demi had a miscarriage at 6 months. The emotional fallout was immense. Post-divorce, Moore dated several younger men, including art dealer Vito Schnabel and, more recently, 34-year-old singer Joe Jonas. Because why not? Addiction, recovery, and rebirth. Moore's career was not the only roller coaster. After her split from Willis, and again during her chaotic time with Kutcher, she battled alcohol and drug addiction. At one low point, she reportedly inhaled nitrous oxide at a party and collapsed. Things got so bad that her daughters distanced themselves. But in true Moore fashion, she clawed her way back. Today, she's clean, centered, and meditating. She maintains a raw, plant-based diet, stays active with stretching and cardio, and ditched the brutal workouts that once controlled her life. "I used to obsess over being perfect," she confessed. Now she's just working on being happy, and that's way more glamorous. Inside Out, the memoir that shook Hollywood, published in 2019. Inside Out was not your typical celebrity tell-all. It was raw, vulnerable, and deeply human. Moore talked about everything: childhood trauma, failed marriages, addiction, body image, and even her relationship with her daughters. The memoir became a New York Times bestseller and a lifeline for fans, especially women battling self-esteem and mental health issues. It showed a side of Moore that was more real than any role she ever played. A fashion icon who defies age. Forget aging gracefully, Demi Moore is aging fabulously. Her style is as bold as ever. Body-hugging gowns, daring swimwear, and champagne silk dresses that say, "Yes, I'm 62, and yes, I still slay." At the 2025 Golden Globes, she was the belle of the ball in a sleek Armani gown that reminded everyone, Demi Moore does not age, she evolves. Cosmetic rumors and that Paris Fashion Week moment. Moore's face caused quite the stir in 2021 when she showed up to Paris Fashion Week looking a little waxy. The internet did what it does best: speculate. Plastic surgery, bad makeup, demonic possession. While Moore hasn't publicly addressed the plastic surgery rumors, it's clear she's not afraid to experiment. Her only real surgery, a total makeover of her mindset. Charity and influence beyond the screen. Moore is also deeply involved in philanthropy. From fighting domestic abuse to championing children's rights and mental health awareness, she puts her fame to work for real change. She's not just inspiring on screen, she's using her platform to make a genuine difference in the world. And there you have it. Demi Moore's life in full cinematic glory. From heartbreak to Hollywood, porcelain dolls to powerhouse performances, she's lived a life wilder than most movie plots. If you enjoy this video, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, stay fabulous, stay curious.